Shout outs. Happy Monday, Inspire Beauty. Let me go ahead and share my screen. Kicking it off tonight with some shout outs. You guys, our Team Cup Challenge is happening all month long, and I've got this graphic going on over in the Biz Builders page. And this is just a Fill Your Heart challenge, right? So the idea this month is we want to help 3 people. We don't only just want to help 3 people. If your name is on this board, you committed to helping 3 people. You said, I'm going to help 3 people in the month of February. And so game on, challenge is on. So the idea here is to fill your hearts. You want to fill in those 3 hearts. We said as a team, we would help collectively 45 people. You contribute to 1, 2, 3 out of 45 people. And so far we've got 11 changed, but we still need 36 more. So if you do some simple math, you're like 11 and 36, that doesn't add up to 45. That's because there's some people who have exceeded their 3 limit. That still counts as lives changed, but we still need 36 more. So if you're looking at your name and you don't see any hearts filled in next to it, or you see hearts still needing to be filled, that's your game on challenge. That's what you are working on for here until the end of the month, which is about 11-ish, 12-ish days left. You guys, you can stinking do it. I've seen people do it up until the final hour of the night on the last day of the month. So I know you have what it takes. Tonight we're going to be talking all about invitations. Last week we talked about building connections. And so I'm hoping that you're implementing the things that we're talking about. Monday after Monday after Monday, there's a wealth of knowledge, right? So what was it? 2 Mondays ago, Jackie spoke with us and she talked about how she plans out her social media content to help her, leverage whatever it is she's inviting to throughout the month. And so hopefully if you're sitting here and you listen to that call or you were on that call live, I'm hoping that you've taken action on that in some way, shape, or form since listening to that call. Same thing. Last week we talked about building connections through our Instagram stories until it'd be less like invitey, and less just showing my Beachbody supplement and my workout in the morning, but really taking us on a story, on a journey throughout your entire day and allowing us to get to know you through the story. And so hopefully between last Monday and right now, you're sitting here saying, I've implemented some of that stuff and I'm already seeing success. You guys, today I did a poll on a bathing suit, this one or that one. And I think the last time I looked at it, it had over 100 views, and over half of the views had interacted with that post in selecting A or B. That's insane, you guys. I never have that kind of interaction or engagement, but it's because lately I've been asking them questions that they care about, right? There are things that they want to participate in versus always asking about the challenge group. So if you're sitting here and your hearts aren't filled, not your heart inside your chest, you guys, but your heart's on this leaderboard, and you're like, I want to fill my hearts. Okay, tonight is the night that you're going to want to not only listen, lean in, and take notes, but you're going to want to go and immediately do. So hopefully Monday number 1 of the month where we learned about posting, hopefully you've been doing that. If not, do it. Hopefully last week you guys got some great ideas for your Instagram stories and you're doing it. And this week, if you need those hearts filled, this is how you're going to do it. So let's dive in. First of all, why systems? Why do we need a system for when we're inviting people? Well, number 1, you're busy. I know you are, right? You're juggling so many things. And so a system streamlines things so that when you're busy, you don't have an excuse of like, oh, I can't invite anybody because I don't have a crack in my day. You have an organized system of how you flow people through the process, okay? Also keeps you organized, right? And that's helpful when you're busy. Also, you guys, when I follow systems, when I'm like, okay, first I'm going to invite them, then I'm going to do this, then I'm going to do this, then I'm going to do this. When there's a method to my madness, people don't fall through the cracks as easily. I guarantee you, and I say I guarantee you because I still find people who I've allowed to fall through the cracks at some point in the system because life got busy, I got unorganized, and I just started doing things like on the fly. And people end up falling through the cracks. I forget to reply to a message or I forget to follow up with somebody because I forgot that I even invited them, right? And if I know that I do that, I guarantee you guys are also doing that. I think systems also separate us amateur and hobbyists from the people who appear professional. So when you follow a specific invitation system, I think it gives you a more professional look. It also puts you in the driver's seat of the conversation because you know exactly where you're trying to take this conversation versus allowing the other person to dictate where the conversation goes. I'm not sure if you've ever been in one of these conversations, but you invite somebody and then all of a sudden they're asking you a million questions and you're like, whoa, I didn't even get to like talk about my group. They just started like attacking me with questions. If you've ever been there where you feel like you're the one answering questions and the other person's the one asking it, hopefully after tonight you can turn that around and you can be the driver of the conversation where you're asking them the questions because you're the professional leading them to joining your group, right? It's also really easy to duplicate, you guys. You can teach this system to your coaches. So at any point this year, when you have a rock star that joins your team and they're like, oh my gosh, I need help with inviting, you can say, boom, listen to this call and check out this document. I'm going to show you guys a document here in a little bit that I uploaded to the business page. And you'll easily be able to teach them how to implement the same strategy. Okay, so let's dive in. First things first, this needs to be smaller, I think. Hold on. There we go. So step one, you guys, really isn't step one. I made 6 steps, and step one is like kind of a little quiz, a little bit of a gut check before we even dive in to the actual meat and potatoes of inviting. But it really does start here. So this is a coach of self quiz. I call people on our team either a coach of self or a coach of others. Everyone is a coach of self. We're all learning how to coach ourselves. We're learning how to, and it's always the journey changes, right? We've talked about this before. As your life adapts, as your seasons change and adapt, the way you coach yourself will also change to go along with it, right? But as we evolve and learn how to coach ourselves, a lot of coaches take that a step further and begin coaching others. So let's do a coach of self quiz first, right? So question 1, are you following a program 100%? Beachbody program is really what I'd love to throw in there too, but are you following a program 100%? And these are not the questions you have to really answer out loud in the chat, but just take a little inventory. Number 2, are you drinking Shakeology daily? Question 3, are you currently reading a book for personal or professional development in an area where you feel like you could use some growth? And number 4, are you sharing all of this, the program you're following, your Shakeology, and what you're learning and growing on a daily basis on social media? Now, it doesn't have to be like every day I'm talking about Shakeology, but like every day are one of those 3 things being shared consistently on social media. And here's the deal. If you answered no to any of these questions, I highly encourage you to get back to the basics of coaching, which is following a program 100%, drinking Shakeology daily, and reading a book, personal or professional development. Hey guys, can you hit mute if you just joined in? I'm getting somebody coming in right now. Let's see. I think I got it. Okay, cool. Okay. Following a program 100%, drinking Shakeology daily, and reading a book for personal and professional development, guys, that is the foundation of learning how to coach yourself, right? We're talking nutrition, fitness, and mindset. That's like the foundation of a coach. So if there's any room where you're like, I'm not really doing that, I encourage you to find the foundation of those 3 things. But at first I wrote this and I was like, I encourage you to learn how to coach yourself. And I had it like period. And then I was like, no, that's not good enough. That's not just what I'm trying to encourage you. Because I think that can be a really easy cop-out, you guys, for somebody to say, I can't coach others because I can't coach myself, right? We've either A, heard somebody say that before, or B, we've said that to ourselves before, right? So what I want to encourage you is actually, if you said no to any of these, you're the one that should be inviting others to join you because you, my friend, need accountability. And one of the best forms of accountability I've ever found is becoming a coach, because other people are counting on me to show up. So when I don't follow my program and I'm not getting results, when I'm not drinking my Shakeology, and when I'm not working on my mindset and I feel it suffer, and I have this like negative attitude and just limiting beliefs are blocking me from making progress in my life, when I find myself stuck, it's because one of those 3 things aren't happening. And when I find myself feeling stuck, one of the first things I feel badly about is that I'm letting other people down who are counting on me. So in fact, I had first put learn how to coach yourself, period. But no, you know what? learn how to coach yourself while bringing somebody along with you for accountability. Because there's nothing like a good old kick in the pants of somebody saying, I'm counting on you for you to level up your game. And it happened in my life. It happened in my journey. I realized, oh crap. You guys, actually, I saw today on Facebook, it shows you like, memories. And I saw today was the memory of the very first workout I ever pressed play on for Beachbody. February 16th, 17th. I forget what year it was. We can't even do that math right now. But February 17th, 6 odd years ago, or 7 Februaries ago, whatever. You guys, if you know my story, I joined in October. So you're probably like doing some math right now. Brittany, you joined in October. And October, November, December, January, February was the first time I pressed play on a Beachbody workout and documented it on social media. Are you like, I hope right now you just got a little sigh of relief, like just a little nudge where you're like, wow, it took Brittany that long to like do it. Yeah, you guys, it did. It did. Now, granted, I was marathon training at the time, so I was working out, but I was not following the Beachbody program. I was drinking my Shakeology daily, and I was definitely doing the personal professional development, right? And I was not sharing it consistently on social media because I was scared out of my freaking mind, okay? So 2 of those things, I was not doing so great a couple months into my business. But you know what changed things for me? When people started to join me, I realized I can't let them down. And so I couldn't give up. I couldn't quit. And I had to go all in. And you know what? When I finally started, it was 21-day fix. And I followed that program from start to finish. And when I did that was when I finally turned people's heads and they were like, whoa, what are you doing? Like, your arms look great. Or what's this program I see you doing every day, right? It started getting people to ask me questions. So step 1, foundation, are you coaching yourself properly? If the answer is no, figure all that out, right? That's not hard to do. Follow the program, drink the shake, read the book, share about it, and then also invite others to join you because you do need the accountability, it sounds like. Okay, step 2. So we're working on ourselves. We're inviting people to join us because we need the accountability. But step 2 is inviting. Let me tell you this. Inviting is not the same as posting on social media. It is not the same. I say this not because I think you guys are dumb and you don't understand that. I'm telling you this because I didn't get that when I started. I thought that if I just put up a post on social media, everyone would come flocking to me and I'd be $1 million earner in a month. Not the case, right? Inviting is not the same as posting on social media. You have to have a list you're working from. If you don't have a list of people that you're inviting, following up with, all the things, you don't have a business. And then a list isn't, well, let me just see who likes my post today and I'll call that my list. That's not your list, right? You have to have some sort of list. So when you first began and you first dove into New Coach University, one of your first assignments was to create a list. If you haven't made a list of 50 to 100 people, I highly encourage you to go back and do that. And your list is you're continuing to add new people to the list. When there's new eyes on your page, like when you friend request somebody new or you got a new follower on Instagram, your list is continuing to build and evolve. When people join you, maybe you move them off that list into some other place. Maybe when people tell you no, you move them off that list and you put them on a follow-up list. Whatever works for you, pencil, paper. I'm not going to get into how you create a list tonight, but you have to have a list that you're working from because otherwise you truly don't have a business. So inviting is not the same as posting on social media, and it's not just willy-nilly, who am I going to ask today, right? Hopefully we've got that clear. This is something that happens privately in one-on-one messages. And I decide who I invite based off of a couple things. I look at who is loving and supporting my journey. Those are like people that got their eyes on my stuff, definitely inviting them. Who's watching my journey from the sidelines? So meaning like creeper Instagram viewers, right? Where they don't like anything, they don't love anything, they don't take any polls, but they're watching you every freaking day, right? People in my life that would benefit, friends, family, right? And then anyone who's on my list that maybe I've never invited before, okay? A way to jog your memory too is to go to your Facebook friends list, go to your Instagram followers and go through that and help create your list of your ideal 50 clients or your ideal 50 coaches based off of who on that list you think would love this. Okay. And another little tip here for inviting you guys is figure out your goals for each month and then decide how many people you're going to want to invite daily based off of that goal. For example, if you want to hit Success Club, but the entire month of February, you can count on 2 hands how many people you've invited, you're not going to hit Success Club. because for every 10 people, truly there's usually 1 or 2 that want more information, and that's not even getting them to ordering a challenge pack. So with those odds, it really is a numbers game where the more people you expose your invitation to, the higher your chances are of somebody joining you, right? So you want to make sure that if you have a goal to hit Success Club, and we know maybe 1 out of every 10 is going to want more information, then at least a minimum of 30 people should be invited, which is 1 person a day. But I'd really suggest anywhere from 50 to 100 people a month, which is why I say make a big list, right? The more, the better. Okay. I'm not going to really dig into this too much, but there's a couple places I'll invite from, and I just want to give you guys a couple scripts, and you'll have this. I'm going to show you where you can access this when this call is done so that you have this at your fingertips always. But you can invite from your stories very simply, okay? When you get into your Instagram story and you click on whoever's viewing it in the bottom left corner, a pop-up will come up and it'll show all the names. There will be a little paper airplane next to their name, and you can click on that. And when you click on that, it'll pop up to send them a message. And you can just copy and paste this in there. You can add their name. I say love, I say friend. If that doesn't sound like your voice, then don't say that, right? If you call people by their first name, call them by their first name, right? So anyway, I put, hey love, I hope you had the best Valentine's weekend and that the new year has been treating you well so far. I can't freaking believe it's almost March. I wasn't sure if you've seen, but I'm getting some ladies started in our Self-Care Sisterhood community for March. And I just wanted to reach out and let you know that there's always a spot open for you. I just think you'd love our groups. Would you be down for some deets? If not, totally cool. I just wanted you to know you're always invited. Hope you're having an amazing week. Now, that one is like more of a soft type of invite because you're just saying, hey, there's a spot for you. Would you want some information, right? You could be way more direct. If there's people who are watching my stories all the time, I will literally message them from my story and be like, hey, is this month a better time? I'd love to have you, right? Like, quick and to the point. So it just depends on who you're talking to, but in general, this is an easy way to slip into somebody's inbox and just let them know that hey, I see that you're watching. Thank you so much. Like, I hope all is well. And just know that, like, if this is something you are interested in, I'd love to give you all the details, right? Okay, you can invite from posts. You guys, daily posting is the glue to building trust and forming relationships. We talked about that yesterday, daily posting in your stories, but also the posting that you do on your feed as well, right? And so your post should not only be about Beachbody, right? We talked about this last week, but you can still invite from any type of post. So any type of post, here's how. You just pop in and say, hey, I just want to say thank you for engaging with my posts and make me feel like I'm providing value out in the social media world. Or you could even say, like, I love that you're watching my stories. Thanks for making me feel like I'm not just talking to a screen, right? Like, you could just be silly with it, right? And then if you ever want to join one of my challenge groups, please know it's an open invitation always. So that's how you can invite from anything, really. It's just simply thanking them for viewing what you're doing and checking it out. If it's health related, you could get right to the point and ask if, what would you think about giving these workouts a try? I'd also align you with a nutrition plan, workouts that are quick. And if it sounds like it's your jam, give me the green light and I'll break it down, right? And I always give people an out, like if not, like, no worries. I love to do that for people so they know that the only reason I'm messaging them is not to join me, but that I truly do value their love on my posts and their support on my journey, right? Okay. So number 1, foundation of a coach. Number 2, we have to send out private, personal, one-on-one invitations. Once we send out invitations, okay, if a person says, yes, I'd love to hear more, this is oftentimes where I get coaches who are like, they get frozen. Like deer in headlights. They want to hear more. Like, now what do I say? This is what we do. Okay. This is where my system comes in. So once you send the invite and that person wants more information, I always want to get to know them and their goals, right? I also want them to know that I'm really enthusiastic and ecstatic because they're literally saying the thing I wanted them to say, right? So if they're like, yeah, I'd love more info, and you're like, okay, cool. Like, and you're just not energetic about it, then they're not going to really care about what you have to say next, right? So I always love to pump up the energy and the volume. So I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so pumped I asked you. Okay, talk to me. What do you think your biggest struggle is right now with your health and fitness? And I love to do that, like, talk to me, right? Like, I want this to feel like a relationship that we're already building together. I want this to feel like I'm there working alongside of you because I am, okay? So when they answer back, usually, and this is something I'll send just in a text, right? Oh my gosh, I'm so pumped I asked you. Okay, seriously, talk to me. What do you think your biggest struggle is right now with your health and fitness? And then they might give me back a laundry list of their struggles. Once I get that, you guys, I flip it to a voice memo. I flip it to a voice memo because I want them to hear me. I want them to hear that I'm genuine, and I want them to hear like my heart for why I believe that this group would be great for them. I know when I said I take it to a voice message, a lot of you guys might have just froze and been like, oh, I can't do that. But you can, you really can, okay? Because it's literally just like talking to a friend at coffee, and it's about being interested in other people more than you want them to be interested in you, right? So when they answer, I relate back in a voice message, and I let them know that they're not alone, okay? I might say something like, Sarah, thank you so much for sharing that with me. I can't even begin to imagine how hard it is right now in your busy schedule and just struggling so much to build confidence back in yourself. But I want you to know that you're not alone, that there's so many women in my group that are continuing to peel back layers on trying to find more confidence in themselves. And truly, we're doing that by showing up every day and taking care of ourselves. I think this group would be amazing for that for you. And I would really love to just get to know a little bit more and dig into your goals just a little bit more. Can I email you more information? The next thing I'm going to do, you guys, is I want to get their email. You might be like, Brittany, I don't need their email. I'll do it all in my inbox. And if that's you, this is my nudge for you tonight. Number one, it's a lot of stuff to do in your inbox and a lot of like rewriting the same thing over and over and over again. So remember back at the beginning of the call when I said that when we're busy, this is really great to streamline that so that we don't feel like we've just got to always be answering people's messages every day, right? I send it to an email because I have an email already written out. I just upload it. You can do it as a canned response if you have Google Streak, or when you're inside Google, you can create like pre-made emails, right? So I have it already pre-made, and then I'll just change it so that it's their name at the top. Maybe I change it out a little bit more to cater to that person, but I send them the information in an email. And at the bottom, I attach a link to a questionnaire, a Google form, so that they can share their goals with me, okay? The second reason I ask for email, you guys, is because social media is not, how do I put this? It's not ours. We don't own it. If Mark Zuckerberg woke up tomorrow and decided he didn't want to do Facebook anymore and he was done with it and he shut it down and you lost everything in Facebook, what would you do? If your business is only an Instagram and Instagram has a big fat hacker that goes into it and destroys what's going on in there and no one can access their Instagram, what are you going to do? What if you get blocked on one of those platforms? What if you get reported by somebody and they block you because they're just annoyed by you, right? It happens. That's happened before. Or maybe Instagram blocks you from messaging people because you've been doing it too much. How do you get in touch with people? You can't, you guys. You have to have an email list. At the top of every month when I have a new group happening or there's a sale or there's a new program launching or whatever, I email hundreds, almost thousands of people, you guys, with information about what's going on, all in the click of one button. It's because I have built my email list over years and years and years. So yeah, today you might have one email from Sally, and then next week Susie gives you her email, and then Tiffany gives you her email, and you have 3. Well, great, you've got 3 emails. And what if you got 3 emails all month, or every week, the entire year? You'd start building your list, right? So I don't want you to think of like, well, I only have, right? Because usually our mind takes us there. I want you to just understand and believe that the best business owners work off of email lists. They don't work off of social media. Yes, we work off of social media to get into the inbox of the people that we want to talk to, but it is very smart business to have an email list so that you can email anybody about anything at any time, right? Okay, I hope I made my point with that. So in step 3, we're getting their goals. Now, the way that I do this is I send an email. So let me just show you my questionnaire that's at the bottom of my email. And you could insert these questions, you guys, straight into your email, but you can also make a questionnaire on Google Forms It's free, super easy to do, super user-friendly. I believe in your ability to Google how to do it. But this is basically what I ask on there. There's a couple questions at the top that ask for their email, as well as like what social media platform did they find me on. Because I have this questionnaire at the top of my Instagram. It's also on my blog. I might attach it in some Facebook at times. So I ask where they found me, right? But I ask them what their biggest struggle is with health and fitness. Usually they've already talked a little bit about this with me, but this gives them a chance to talk more. What has worked for you in the past? I want to know what's worked for them. Maybe in the past, like they tell me, you know, CrossFit really worked for me. Well, that gives me an idea of what type of program they would like. Or maybe they tell me yoga really worked for me. Okay, now I have an idea of the program style that you gravitate towards. So this is helpful when you're starting to recommend what program they should do. I have them rate their current fitness level, nutrition, and self-care on a scale of 1 to 10. And then this is really eye-opening for me. If they give me a 10 for their fitness, but a 1 for their nutrition, you guys, we're probably not going to have a huge conversation about Beachbody On Demand, but what we are going to probably talk about is 2B Mindset or Ultimate Portion Fix, right? We're going to talk about Shakeology. So this is really important for me to know where they are. If somebody tells me that they're really bad on their fitness, but rocking their nutrition, I want to know what's going on. You know, I also want to know what's working and you know, maybe they're on a certain plan or something, and I need to know these things, right? So this is really just insightful for me to be able to carry the conversation. What are your current health and fitness goals? How would achieving that goal make you feel? I ask this question, you guys, because I want to pull at their heartstrings and I want to get to their pain points. When we know somebody's pain point is when we're able to offer the best solution for them, and also remind them that they don't have to stay stuck in that pain point. If we just know, oh, I just want to lose 20 pounds, well, I don't know why, but there are things that people uncover or unveil for me when they tell me about how achieving that would make them feel about their marriage, or they'll tell me about their job, or they'll go back in time and tell me about something as a child and how they'll feel now, or maybe they're a parent, right? These are big things for me, not to use, I don't dangle these as carrots or use it as ammunition, but this is how I can talk with somebody when they're on the fence or I feel them hesitating and saying, oh, maybe not this month, I'll join later. Okay, I know that I can then get in there and I can say, I can relate with them. I know that you're probably nervous to join because I know nothing worked for you in the past. But here's the deal. I know you said that achieving this would make you feel like this, and I want that for you, right? I always ask if they're willing to invest in themselves, and I put time, money, and energy, because if they're not, if they answer no to this question, now I have an opportunity to ask why. Why are they not, like, what is it about time, money, energy that is causing them to say no, that they're not willing? And so we can open up more dialogue. Okay, what is your why? Why do you want to make this work? What is a big motivating factor? And then anything else I should know. And the anything else I should know, people often will tell me about surgeries they've had in the past, or maybe they'll tell me about dietary restrictions, or whatever. Like, there's a lot of times where people open up things to me that I wouldn't have otherwise known. So I leave that open-ended for them. You guys, number one thing I'm seeing when we're having conversations, when we go from inviting, is I feel like we're going from inviting somebody to join our group to them saying, yes, I want more information, to saying, should I send them a share card? You are missing a huge chunk of conversation. You're missing a huge chunk of relationship building. There's just a huge part of the process we are omitting if we jump right from, yeah, I want more information. Cool. Here's a $160 pack. What flavor Shakeology do you want? Whoa. You wonder why people tell you that they're not ready to join. You wonder why people just stop talking to you, because you haven't given them any reason to want to join you. And you also haven't shown them that you're building this relationship where you care about them and that you're actually going to take care of them in the way that you have shared you would, right? So I think this is really important for that. Okay. So after we know their goals, after we've heard this, right, we provide a solution. Now, again, this can happen after you get their questionnaire back. This can happen in an email reply. You can take it to social media. A lot of times once I get their questionnaire, I'll send them an email reply, but I'll also go in and do a voice memo in their social media inbox and just let them know a couple things and let them know what I want from them next. So if I replied their email, then I'll go in their social media inbox. I'll let them know that I replied. Thank you so much for sending me that form. I'm super pumped, like, to help you get going on X, Y, or Z. double check your inbox that you got my email back. There's a couple more questions I want you to answer. I'll tell them what I want them to do next, right? A lot of times we're like, oh, they didn't reply to me. Well, did you tell them what you wanted them to do next? People are so busy, you guys. You have to like overly tell people exactly what you want them to do, right? Even especially if you don't get their questionnaire back. Just because you emailed them information in the questionnaire doesn't mean that they, number one, got it. Sometimes they go to spam. Doesn't mean either that they're not interested if they don't reply. Sometimes they just get busy, right? So stay on them. In my step 4, this is where I can relate to their goals and their struggles, ask more clarifying questions if needed. So again, if up here they said, no, I'm not willing to invest in myself, I want clarity on that. So we're gonna slow down. I wanna know, why aren't you willing to invest in yourself, right? Or maybe they tell me, like, again, maybe their nutrition is a 1, but their fitness is a 10. I wanna talk about that. So this is not scripted. I can't script for you what clarifying questions need to be asked, but you can definitely see it just by simply looking at their form and realizing, I need more information here. I'm not quite sure what you're talking about, right? And based on the specific needs that they share with you, you can now offer a solution. And before we share the price, you guys, we're gonna share value. We're gonna show the value of this, okay? So in step 4, we're providing a solution. And it can look something like this: talking about the program you're doing, giving them details, and asking them if it's gonna work for them, okay? Let me make this even a little bit smaller here so you can see the whole thing. Okay, so for example, if it's 6 weeks of the work, you could say something like, I think our new 6-week program will be perfect for your goals. It's the one I'm currently doing every day in my stories. You'll also have access to every workout program too. So even when you finish this one, you'll be able to dive in and try more. Okay, so for this program, and now I'm gonna break down 6 weeks of the work. But literally, you guys, you can take this same script and you can change it to be for Barre Blend. I think our new barre program would be perfect for your goals. I think our new 10 rounds boxing program would be perfect for your goals. Or maybe there's, hey, I think this workout called 80-Day Obsession would be perfect for your goals, right? Like, you can literally insert whatever program you think would be great for them. And then I also let them know that they've got access to everything. So even if this one's not the one they want, they'll be able to access every workout program. So I break down in the first little blurb what the program is, how many days a week, how many, 30 to 40 minutes a day. You can find this out if you've never done, let's say you tell them 80-Day Obsession, but you've never done it before. You can literally go to the program in your BOD account and see what that looks like. So this one just tells a little bit about 6 weeks of the work. The second, third, fourth, fifth bullet never have to change. They're literally always going to be the same for my groups. Diving into nutrition, I'll give you lots of ideas to stay on track and a weekly meal plan. I'll never tell you to diet or deprive. I'm all about eating the foods we love and learning balance. Okay, so that's me. That's what I like to talk about and preach. You'll get access to my Self-Care Sisterhood support group via a private app we use. If you guys are doing Facebook right now, by the way, I want you to start transitioning to BOD groups. Hold on, I need to turn this light on. Hopefully that's better. That's better. I was getting dark. By the way, if you're using Facebook and you're not in My Challenge Tracker app, I need you to start setting up a My Challenge Tracker group so that when BOD apps comes out here in the spring, you're ready to go with that. Just side note, we'll talk more about that at the top of March, but just keep that on your radar if you are on Facebook right now. You might want to start transitioning over. But I just say where we are, we're in a private app. We use a lot of our workouts. You get one-on-one coaching and support from me, weekly email and meal plan. That's me. Again, do what you do. So if you don't give them a weekly meal plan, don't advertise that you do, right? Advertise what you're going to give. Your choice of supplement, they are amazing, plus a fun new shaker bottle for on the go. You'll get access to our workout library for a year. Try out our different programs and continue your journey with us to get all the support you need to, and then insert their main goal here. Lose those last 10 pounds, right? Shake off that baby weight. Whatever their goals were, insert it in there. How does that sound? Right? I want to hear from them. How does this sound so far? Right? And then when they reply, you can reply as needed. So if it sounds like a yes, then I like to tell them how this could help them and just ask one more clarifying question. So if it's a yes, I'm like, okay, awesome. This has kept me focused on me without an extra commute or an unrealistic way of life. Plus I enjoy working out. And this new program is fire and I want to bring more girls along to do it with me. So we would start there. As your coach, my main goal is to help you grow a routine around health and wellness. Fit health and fitness into your life because you can, not because you have to. And are you willing to invest into your new journey, right? So I'm just giving like one last little, I'm letting know I'm excited about it. okay, I'm so pumped. You're seriously going to love this. This program's fire. And I just want you so bad to do this alongside with me. So my main goal is just to help you get this routine down to start, right? Do you think this is something that's going to be doable for you? Are you ready to invest? Okay, send that. If they say no, not right now, you guys, at this point, you hopefully have snagged their email and you have them added to an email list somewhere, right? And then set up a follow-up date. Okay, I'll go over this here in a second, but it's important that if it's a no, we don't just put our tail between our legs and like, okay, let me know if you'd ever like to join. No, you're the coach. If you do that, you guys, you're putting yourself in a posture that you never would have been able to help them in the first place. We're the people that help others achieve their goals. So we don't just bless and release, say, okay, never mind, like, okay. No, if they say not right now, it's not a good time. Number one, you can always go back to their goals and see like, where's the disconnect? Like, cause you were rocking it, you were like ready to go. And all of a sudden you're saying, no, like talk to me, what's going on? I sense fear, right? Don't be afraid to do that. Talk to me, I sense fear. I say that line to people all the time because I want them to feel okay with sharing what they're afraid of. That's part of our relationship from coach to client. Like they need to be able to tell me what's holding them back, right? Cause it's probably gonna be something that comes up over and over again. But I let them know it's all good. Like these groups, I have people join these groups all the time. So listen, I'm going to follow up with you in a month to see if it's a better time for you, right? So lead the conversation and let them know you're going to follow up with them and set that follow-up date in your planner or wherever you are keeping track of that. Okay, let's say it's a yes. You're going to chat through prices. Again, I want you guys to see everything I did before I even mentioned $1. Right? So it started with my invitation. From there, they said, yeah, I want to hear more information. I got excited. I wanted to know about their struggles. I relate back with them in a voice message, and I let them know that they're not alone. I get their email, and I send them this questionnaire so that I can hear more about their goals. Then we go back and forth where we're talking about that. And then I show them the value. Look at the value I'm sharing with them, right? I'm sharing what's in it for them. Okay, and then once I let them know that like I'm ready to do this, are they ready to go? And they say yes, now I can chat prices. I fear that we're doing this way too quickly in our conversations. So I'm hoping if anything tonight, it's showing you how to slow it on down. Make it about the other person. Every once in a while, you guys, every once in a while I will have somebody who is like me. I was a Band-Aid ripper and I knew what I wanted to buy and I was ready to buy it. And so like, just tell me where I have to purchase and I'm good. Every once in a while you'll get that person and they're freaking amazing and they're a gift from the good Lord himself. But trust and believe that's not the normal. The normal person, you're going to be going back and forth in conversation for quite a while. They're going to be skeptical because they've tried so many things and none of it's worked. And so they just don't want to put money down for one more thing not to work for them, right? Because that's a blow to our confidence every single time. So they want to know that you're going to be able to help them. So I let them know, okay, I'll get you set up with workouts as well as align you with your nutrition. You have 2 options to get started with. Okay, option 1, access to our digital workout library for the entire year, your first month worth of superfood shakes, and then I just give a little blurb about what's inside of it. Me as your personal support system and our ongoing self-care sisterhood group for accountability, all for $160 normally, but it's on sale for $140 right now. Now, this would be like what's on promo. So just know that obviously like you would have to make sure that you know what prices you're giving. Like don't tell somebody all for $160 and it's on sale for $140 if it's not actually, right? So if you're talking about like the 6 weeks of the work pack, make sure you go back and see what it actually is on sale right now. Yeah. And then option 2 would be like the middle pack. Okay, it's everything above, but adding in a tub of pre-workout, it's the stuff you see me drink in the morning, and recovery shakes, normally $220, but it's on sale for $200. Which one sounds more doable for you? Notice that question, you guys. Which one sounds more doable for you? I didn't say, do you want this? Can you do this? Which one do you want to do? Like, no, which one's more doable? Because some people are going to be like, oh, I can't do 200, but I can do 140. You guys, I listened to a really great podcast the other day that talked about the psychology of sales and how we believe that we think we're making our own choices, but we're not. And one of the problems is I've talked about this with my coach message thread. A lot of times we go for we'll be like, oh, Beachbody On Demand's $99. And somebody's like, I'm not paying $99 for Beachbody On Demand. And they're like, oh, okay. You can do Beachbody On Demand for free for 2 weeks. And then we can see if you want to pay for it. If you start with the lowest thing, my friends, where do you go from there? You just go down. Why don't you start with the most expensive thing we have and say, okay, the mega pack, it's like, you're going to have everything you legit need. It's $300 normally, but it's on sale for $280. Comes with this, 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 and this. Is that doable? And they're like, whoa, I can't pay $280. And you're like, okay, cool. No worries. We've got a pack in the middle, and it's normally $220, but it's on sale for $200. And it comes with Shakeology, your Beachbody On Demand for the year, Energize, and your recovery shakes. Is that more doable? And they're like, oh, I don't know. I still can't do that. Okay, cool. We have one more. Do you see what I'm doing, guys? Start with the biggest one. Because if they say no, you have space to go. But if you start with the lowest, if you go, yeah, you can do this free trial, and then maybe after that, if you like it, then you have nowhere to go, you guys. You have nowhere to go. Why not start big and come down? Think about the psychology of like a McDonald's meal, right? Or a Starbucks. Who the freak gets a tall? I do, because I can't finish my coffee. But the mass majority of people get what size, my friends? Grande. Why? Because it's not too hot, not too cold, just right, right? It's like the freaking Three Bears, okay? Goldilocks, give them three, like you don't even have, you could even do 3 options if you wanted, right? But the thing is, if they tell you that they can't even do the 140 right now, that's an opportunity for them to say, okay, maybe their goal was really fitness related, right? Maybe their nutrition's under control, their goal, they really need help with their fitness. Okay, talk about Beachbody On Demand then, right? But let them know, like, don't start with that. When you start with that, you have nowhere to go. Because if I say, oh, Beachbody On Demand's $99, but you can get a pack, it's really great for $160. They're like, I'll take $99, right? Why would you ever, ever, ever give them that option? Don't. That literally is at the end after you've exhausted all of their options, right? Okay. So we chatted prices. You set up a share cart. They tell you, I think, option 1's more doable for me. That's what they're going to tell you. Option 1's more doable for me. Awesome. I love it. Okay. So to help you get set up, I just need 3 things from you. You need their email for share a cart. If you don't know their first and last name, like maybe on Instagram, like, they got a weird handle and you don't really know their first and last name, you could also ask for that in the process, but you need their email. Which flavor of Shakeology do you want? And then I give them suggestions. My favorite is vegan vanilla, but we have this, this, and this. Or you could do a combo box, and I recommend that. And so you can plug that in, right? And then question number 3 is that there's 2 ways to enroll, customer or coach. I always recommend the coach option because coaches get the best results. I'm proof of that, and our team is the jam. We have coaches who are working on themselves. So when they see the word coach, they're like, oh God, I can't coach others. Nope, we've got coaches who are working on themselves. And we have coaches that help guide and support others on their journey. It's free the first month, and then $15 a month if you wish to continue. Plus, it'll give you 25% off of future orders and totally worth it. Which way do you want to go? I'm literally letting them drive. But if you never ask them if they want to enroll as a customer or a coach, then you're literally taking away. Like I would never not ask what flavor of Shakeology somebody wants, because I don't want to like accidentally pick chocolate and they hate chocolate, right? So same thing. I want them to be in the driver's seat for all of this. And the reality is, coaches get the best results, hands down. The coaches in our challenge group are the best challengers. They have the best results. Why? They've got skin in the game. Why are you a coach, right? And so every Sunday, whenever I put up like the post about why you I ask little questions every Sunday when I share what's happening this week on our team. Those are things that, guys, I hope you know, like those are things I'm trying to get you to think about so that you can talk about it easier to other people. Because once you kind of express it for yourself, it's easier to share it with others. So this last week, one of them was like, the question was, what was the potential you saw? Why did you join? What potential did you see in your coach that caused you to say yes to coaching? And it didn't have to be coaching for the business when you said yes, but why did you do it? And if you said yes, other people absolutely want to say yes too, right? So 3 questions: email, flavor of Shakeology. Number 3, how do you want to enroll? Now, obviously we have performance line packs, so I can't script everything, right? So let's just use some common sense that if they decided, I'm not going to do Shakeology, but I am going to do Energize and Recover, cool. You can ask what flavors they want for that, right? We're all smart people, we realize that. But let's say that you are doing a Shakeology pack and you're getting them set up with that. Pro tip, always add something on, right? And so I get their share cart set. Here's your cart, girlfriend. All you have to do on your end is click the link and finish up the order. Let me know once you're done so I can double check everything on my end, because I do, and you should too. Make sure you're double checking that the order got placed under you, right? And we can dive in. I'm so pumped to get you rocking and rolling with us. Oh, and P.S. I added Fruit Punch Energize into your cart. It's literally my fave to get me up and moving, to crush my workouts in the AM. Feel free to take it out, but I just wanted to share it with you. What's the worst that happens? They take out the Fruit Punch Energize? It was never in there to begin with. But what happens if they do order it? Oop, all of a sudden you just got a little extra commission and you made them fall in love with another product that you have and you use it anyway, right? So the worst that they can do is just take it out. Okay. And again, the way that I'm wording this, the reason I'm sharing this with you, I'm not just saying, here's your link. I added Fruit Punch Energize to it. Let me know when you're done. No, I am like sandwiching it with all kinds of enthusiasm and letting them know that I have their best interest in mind. I would never, ever, ever recommend a product or anything to somebody that I didn't stand behind. That's why I bleed Beachbody Blue, because I 100% stand behind all that we have, all of it, right? And I try it and I love it. And the things that I don't love, by the way, I'm very honest about. If something is challenging or I didn't love the program, or like Tony Horton can, you know, get out of my life. I don't need that in my life, Tony. I will tell people that, right? But if you're speaking from a place of being genuine and being honest with people, they know that you've got them, right? So keep that in mind. So that's literally everything to go from inviting somebody all the way through scripted to a share a cart. Now, along the way, are there going to be things that pop up? Yes, but that's why you have message threads with us. That's why we have a business builder page. That's why we have a team page, so that if you ever get stuck in this process, you have people that you can talk to help you get unstuck, right? My intention, though, for tonight was to show you guys that, stop hating on Heather's favorite, I know. My intention for tonight, you guys, though, was to show you that I think we can take a little longer with our conversations. Okay, and I hope you're seeing that. I hope as you're watching this that you're realizing, oh my gosh, I might be jumping the gun on trying to get them to the share cart. In our business builder page, if you're not in the 2020 Level Up Beauty's Biz Collaborative, please join that group, because this is where I share all things business. Today I posted a document. Now, you don't have to continue scrolling for that forever, because it'll end up getting buried, but if you click on files, you'll be able to access it. And it's right here. It's called Invite System. Everything I just shared with you, I've literally put right here. So you're like, oh my gosh, Brittany, how am I supposed to remember any of those scripts? They're right here, copy and paste. Okay, so how do you invite to Story Watchers? Here's the script. How do you invite to post likes and comments? Here it is. How do you invite to calls to actions on polls? I didn't talk about that, but here's an idea. Chatting details and goals. So this is where I let them know, you know, talk to me, what's your biggest struggle? I relate in a voice memo, and then I even gave you guys an example of what to say in the voice memo, right? And then from there, remember I say what email would be best? I send them an email. Guys, I even gave you the exact email I send to my potential clients now. So here it is. Here's the email, peep it over and fill out the questionnaire. I tell them a little bit of backstory on the Self-Care Sisterhood. I tell them what they get from me, so I'm showing the value. This is what you get from me, and this is what I ask of you in return. And then I say, if it sounds like your jam, please take a moment and fill out the questionnaire. And again, if you don't have a questionnaire, if this sounds like your jam, please take a moment and fill out the questions below, and you could have these sample questions in your email. The best thing you could do tonight, my friends, is to take this from the Business Builder page and to put it into a copy email that you can send out at any time to people when they want more information. So that when that moment happens, when someone says, yeah, I'd love more info, you don't have to be like, oh my God, where was all that stuff? Put it in your Gmail right now and save it as a canned response, or however, or put it in your own Google Doc and just have it, you know, on your desktop, so that you have your answer to people when they want more information, right? And you just copy and paste it. Okay, once you have their goals, this is where we talk about the program. I gave you an example of 6 weeks of the work. How does that sound? If yes, this is what you say next. If no, remember, we're going to be kind. This is something I love to say. I didn't have this in the slideshow, but it's here. Oh my gosh, no worries at all. The timing has to be right for you, and I totally get that. I'd love to circle back and keep you in the loop about my next groups, mainly because I know you've got goals, and I'd love to be the one to help you get there. In the meantime, here's one of my fave weeknight meals to try out. Enjoy. And I sprinkle kindness right on top of them. They don't join my group, here's a gift. I know you will one day, right? Imagine the taste that leaves in somebody's mouth when they say, no, I can't join right now. And you're like, it's cool. I'll circle back next month because I know that you've got goals and I would love to help you get there. But here's the deal. I love you so much. Here's one of my favorite recipes I'm doing right now. What a great taste you're leaving in somebody's mouth rather than, okay, right? That's me leading the conversation. That's me coaching somebody, right? And you can do the same thing. You literally can. Okay, but if they do say yes and we're ready to chat prices, here you go. Option 1, option 2. Which one sounds more doable? They tell you option 2 sounds doable. You're like, okay. Got to ask you a couple questions. Email, what flavors? Do you want coach or customer? And then you send them the share card. Bada boom, bada bing. You guys, all this is here for you right in the Business Builder page. So make sure that you keep that and save that somewhere where you can find it whenever you need it. You guys, I just talked for 52 minutes straight and I need a sip of water. Does anyone have questions? I know that was so much. I know that was so much. So I need you to digest that. But what helps me whenever I have a call like this where there's just a lot of tangible, actionable information that I can literally use in my next conversation is the first thing you should do is go find that document on the Business Builder page and copy it into something like a notepad or something on your computer and your phone so you have it at your fingertips so that you don't have to scramble when the moment comes for that process and that system to take place. Yeah, because you don't want to say, oh my gosh, okay, they want more information and now we're stuck here. You have the answers now of how to navigate all those conversations. Okay, so best tip I can give you right now is literally get off this call, go find that document and put it in a safe place where you're going to be able to access it for the next freaking 12 days and beyond, you guys, because we've got goals to hit, we've got hearts to fill. If there are no questions, then we can wrap it up.